Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been really long since I sat down in this exact spot and made a sit down video. I'm so excited though. Today I have a really fun video for you guys. I'm gonna be kind of wrapping up, not really wrapping up, but like showing you, I guess, my top 10 books of 2023. I know you guys are like, ew, it's literally halfway into January. Why are you making this right now? Guys, I'm a busy girl. I have things to do. I work. But I'm filming it nonetheless, and I feel like I have to do this because my first video ever last year on this channel, first video ever, point blank period, on YouTube was a top 10 books of 2023. So I feel like we got to keep the tradition alive, and I have to make another video showing you my 2024. I have my water. I'm sitting down on the floor. This is going to be a wild ride because, as you know, I can't explain a book for the literal life of me. So we're in this together. I hope I don't bore you to death. I hope I don't annoy you. And if I do, then click off the video. But I'm gonna show you my favorite books of last year. Let's get started. Everyone, I am back to film this video. We had a little bit of a mishap yesterday. Filmed this entire video and then I went to edit it and completely deleted it, like off the SD card, and it was completely my fault. We're back. I tried to recreate everything I had going on yesterday because I felt like I looked absolutely stunning in the video, and now it's just not the same. So let's dive right into my top books of 2023. So we're gonna start with It Happened One Summer. Shocker, I know. Guys, I'm not even joking. I put off reading this book so much, and I don't know why. I think I was very turned off because everyone was like, it's super cheesy, it's super rom-com-y, I don't think you'll like it. I proved everyone wrong. I was absolutely obsessed with this book. It's about your typical like influencer rich girl who goes back to a small town to kind of find herself. She meets this broody fisherman named Brendan, and I am absolutely so in love with Brendan. It's unbelievable. Something about him, I don't know. I didn't find this book cringy at all. I don't know, it was a 5-star for me, and everyone was so shocked. But I didn't read the second one because I heard it's not as good, but maybe this summer I will pick up the second one. I'm just gonna bang out all my romance books because I feel like we should keep it organized. I don't know. So the next one I have is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is a book about a magical apartment, and basically what happens is Clementine's aunt passes away and she gets the apartment that her aunt lived in, and little did she know, one day she stumbled into the apartment and it was 7 years in the past, and she met Iwan. Basically they meet up 7 years in the past, and you get to see how they met in the apartment, in the magical apartment, and then how they're rekindling outside of the apartment. It teaches you lessons about life and love and about being yourself, but also like pursuing love, and it's so heartwarming, and everything about this book is perfect. It's how a rom-com should be written, in my opinion. I'm gonna say that probably 3 times throughout this entire video, but that was an easy 5 stars for me. Everything about that book was perfect. So my next 2 books that I have are part of a series. I really did love the entire series, but these 2 books stood out. This is the Chestnut Spring series, and out of the Chestnut Spring series we have Heartless. This is the first one. This follows Rhett and Summer, and Rhett is a bad boy. He's like a bull rider, and Summer is hired to sort of babysit him. This is the first book in the series, and it's good and it's perfect, and everything I love about the 2 characters, I just love them so much. But this one definitely is a close second. This one is my favorite out of the entire series. This follows Rhett's brother Cade, and he's like this single dad. He works on the ranch. He's super grumpy. He doesn't know how to have fun. He has a stick up his ass, and then he meets Summer's best friend Willa, and he hires her to be a nanny for the summer for his son. And Willa's like this free spirit, curly-haired, crazy girl who drives a Jeep, and she is so fun. This book is fun. There's banter. It's witty. It's spicy. Everything about it is so good. If you read this series, this one is for sure everyone's favorite for a reason. The way that these 2 interact and the chemistry between them is unmatched. I honestly might have to do a Heartless reread. My next book I have is the book that took my account by storm, my life by storm. I know I said that 7 Year Slip was the most heartwarming romance book I read. That's a lie. This is still my all-time favorite romance book ever. This is Float Plan by Trish Dollar. This is my favorite read of 2023. I did not shut up about it the entire year. So many of you read it, and I thank you guys so much for listening to me and listening to my rants and raving about this book. I mean, it is popular for a reason now. It's basically about Anna, this girl. She lost her fiance, and his wish, or she has to fulfill a promise to him, and it's to sail their voyage that they planned on sailing. And she quickly finds out that as she's sailing this voyage, she doesn't know how to sail a boat. So she hires Keen. Well, she puts a poster that says, I need someone to sail my boat for me. And Keen applies, and then she hires him, and they just end up finishing sailing the entire voyage. And Keen is also going through a grieving process of his own. So the two of them are grieving together, and they come together, and it's just like they find comfort in each other. It says sometimes you have to lose your way to find what you're looking for, and that explains the book perfectly. Oh, read it, please read it, and then I'll shut up about it, but I probably will never shut up about it. Okay, so those were all my romance books of 2023. There were so many others, but I just really, really loved those 5. Now we're gonna move on to, I think I wanna talk about this series. I loved this entire series. I would put every single book in this video, but I can't because it's only 10 books. But this whole series is so amazing. Please read it if you haven't. It's the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I didn't read Inheritance Game. I didn't read really anything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and she became one of my favorite authors this year. These books, I'm not a series girl. I cannot read a series to save the life of me. Yet there's 3 series in this book. But this series is so entertaining. If you love Criminal Minds, you will love this book. I was a little spooked. Like, I did find myself getting in my car and like checking the back seat, because every time I read this book, it did spook me a little. It follows one girl, Cassie, but it also follows all the people in the program. So I'll try to explain it a little bit better. It's a naturals program. They're called the Naturals because they have talents that literally no other kids have. And the FBI uses them to solve unsolved cases. Live in this one house, and they're all just like best friends, and you get to see the relationships form, and you get to see them solving cases, but there's also like underlying things that they have to solve, and it's so entertaining. No book is boring. I did not find myself bored at all, not once. If you're in a reading slump, pick up this book and you will quickly get out of it. Part of me feels like this video is so unnatural, but that's because I literally filmed it yesterday. So my next 3 books, I included these books in the 10 because I love this series so much. I know I said I don't read series, but these are exceptions. These are my favorite books in literally the entire world. This is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Stephanie Garber, you have changed the way I read fantasy forever, and no book will ever, ever, ever match up to my love for these books. So I have Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is the first book in the series. This is about Evangeline and the Prince of Hearts, Jax. Jax, I love you. I wish you were real. I dream about you. You're perfect and everything to me. But basically, Evangeline stumbles upon the Prince of Hearts, Jax. And the Prince of Hearts has the power to kill people with his kiss unless you're his one true love. So his one true love won't die if he kisses her. So cute, like perfect. It's just so cute. I loved it. She makes a deal with him. She made a deal with the devil, and then she's forever indebted to him. So it just follows their journey throughout the 3 books. This one will wreck you. Ballad of Never After. It will wreck you. It tore me to shreds, and I just like don't think I ever really recovered from it. I cried. I laughed. I screamed. I did in fact scream. This is the 3rd one. This is A Curse for True Love. So this is the conclusion. Is that how you say it? The conclusion? Yeah, maybe. It's the 3rd one. It's the end of the series, and I wish that there was more books because I don't want to leave this universe. If someone said to me, what's one universe you could go into, it's the universe in this book. I love that it just like has princesses and fairies and fae, and it's faded, and there's just magic, and it's just not overly fantasy. Well, it is overly fantasy, but it's not like in your face. You know, you can imagine it. I have a hard time reading fantasy because I feel like I don't have the brain capacity to build an entire world in my head, and you don't need to do this because it comes naturally with these books, which I really, really enjoy. Okay, so lastly, I know I went through these pretty fast, but I feel like I said all I needed to say. The last book I have is Divine Rivals. I read this book in a reading vlog, so if you want to check that out, it's in Bestie Picks My Reads for the week. And Sarah made me read this book, and I'm so glad she did, because this is another fantasy book that I just really, really connected with. This one, I felt like it wasn't overly fantasy because it did also have a bit of historical fiction in it, in my opinion, and romance. There's a ton of romance, which is why I loved this book. Again, you have to sit there in your head building out a world because it just came naturally with this book. This is about a magical typewriter and two academic rivals find themselves writing letters and they're disappearing, but they're not disappearing, they're going to each other. And it just like shows their journey of like realizing everything and then working together, and then it's just so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh. This one was the first one, and then she came out with Ruthless Vows on December 26th, and I read Ruthless Vows in a recent reading vlog if you want to go watch that. It's the video I posted before this. And this just will remain superior in my heart. Everything about this book, the characters, their chemistry, they're just, it's chef's kiss. It was a 5-star, a quick 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved it. The second one I didn't connect with them as much as, but you have to watch my reading vlog to find out how I like that book. Everything I read last year was so good. I had such a crazy year, a crazy reading year, and I'm so grateful for literally everything that happened in the past year. I genuinely would not be where I am today without you guys, so I want to say thank you. It's a wild ride, but 2024 is going to be even better. We're going to read so many books. I'm putting that out there for all of us. 2024 is the year we read the best books literally ever. We're going to reach our reading goals, and if we don't, who cares? Literally, reading goals mean nothing. But I just want to, again, say thank you for everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I rushed it. I don't feel like it's rushed, but I also hate listening to people talk about books for 10 years. Like, say what you gotta say. You loved it. Let's move on. Comment down below some of your favorite reads from 2023 because maybe I'll read them. And I hope you guys got some inspo from this video. And I, again, love you guys so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.